Why Norwalk? What is there about this southwestern Connecticut city of 80,000 that attracts a corporation or a family? A city you can barely see from the busy Connecticut Turnpike, the scenic Merritt Parkway, or the Amtrak Metro North Rails. What would motivate a high-technology company, a developer, an entrepreneur, a retailer, a family, or an individual to choose Norwalk, Connecticut as the place to be? Why Norwalk? What is the lure of this mid-Fairfield County community? Colonial-style stone walls and modern housing blend in. Culture. Clean, light industry workplaces. Educational excellence. Energetic urban renewal. Well-planned office developments. Parks. And on-the-water activities from the best sheltered harbor on Long Island Sound. How do the people feel about it?
Norwalk is a microcosm of these United States, a place of scenic beauty and an ideal community in which to raise and educate children.
Much of Norwalk's vitality comes from its location in mid-Fairfield County at the hub of three major highways serving southwestern Connecticut.
Norwalk is no longer a factory town. In the last 3 years, 90 corporations have moved either their office facilities or their corporate offices to Norwalk. Norwalk has become an in-place for corporations to locate.
The Norwalk Hospital is an absolutely outstanding institution, second to none in the area. In fact, that same excellence can be found in all of the services that the city of Norwalk provides its citizens.
Norwalk is a very pleasant place to live and work. It has affordable housing, fine public facilities, and has been a very good place to raise a family.
What strikes me the most about the greater Norwalk area is the diversity of its people and economic activity.
Diversity and quality of life weren't always the keys to Norwalk. For decades after its founding in 1651, Norwalk derived its livelihood from its access to the sea and farming the rocky land. The 18th and 19th century past is still present in the law office of a pre-revolutionary governor on Mill Hill, a plain meeting house, single-room school, and a cemetery whose headstones represent a long-gone stonecutter's art. During the American Revolution, the British put Norwalk to the torch. But Norwalk rebuilt and grew with industrial America in the 1800s. It became a factory town and a major hat-making center. As smokestack industries faded after World War II, Norwalk began adapting, slowly at first. That evolution resulted in today's emphasis on corporate offices, regional headquarters, and high technology and related service industries. When a large corporation, a new growing company, a relocating family looks to a new community for itself, it must consider many aspects. Make a checklist, if you will. What about the desirability factor? It's proven in Norwalk. More than 350 firms with over 20,000 employees represent the industrial sector. Perkin-Elmer, a Fortune 500 company with a worldwide reputation for its laboratory instruments and semiconductor production equipment, has called Norwalk home for more than 30 years. Norden Systems, a major subsidiary of a highly ranked Fortune company, United Technologies, has been in Norwalk since the 1950s. It's a vital producer of advanced defense electronic systems, such as radar and computerized command and control equipment. Burndy Corporation, a leader in electrical and electronic connectors, established its world headquarters in Norwalk in 1951. The nearby private Burndy Library of scientific materials and manuscripts covering 4 centuries draws scientific scholars from all over the world. Purdue Frederick, a respected name in pharmaceuticals. And United States Surgical Corporation, noted for its surgical staplers, both call Norwalk home. As does Pepperidge Farm, a tabletop foods leader. After reviewing more than 100 sites, GTE Corporation selected a campus-like setting for its Advanced Management Development Center. Desirability. That's why Fairfield County has displaced Chicago in 2nd place behind New York as a corporate center. The city's inventory of office space was negligible until about a decade ago. It now exceeds 1 million square feet, with building of new space moving rapidly. The city is expected to have 5.5 million square feet by 1988. Merit 7 is, for example, continuing to grow to an eventual 3.9 million square feet, including 14 buildings, a 300-room prestige hotel, its own railroad station, and one of Norwalk's 2 heliports for business flyers. On U.S. Route 1, Prudential Life Insurance is responsible for the new River Park 3-building complex linked by a central atrium. James River Corporation of Paper Products note is a major tenant. Innovation is another Norwalk trademark. An abandoned hat factory was developed into Connecticut's first industrial condominium, where business and industrial tenants own their own space as in a residential condo. Norwalk also boasts the first enterprise zone in Connecticut, with its promise of substantial tax breaks for companies moving in or expanding there. Accessibility? Of course. The city is reached by the Merritt Parkway and U.S. Route 7. Interstate 95, the Connecticut Turnpike. Plus, Metro-North commuter service between New York and New Haven. New York's airports are but an hour away. The municipal bus service, Wheels, provides service throughout the city, using a hub and spoke concept. Norwalk's unemployment rate runs below the national average, but it has a large neighboring pool to draw upon. And as existing companies expand and new ones join the Norwalk scene, job opportunities abound. Housing, as everywhere, runs the range of prices. But once again, Norwalk holds an edge, with homes among the best buys in Fairfield County. And the housing stock is increasing, including popular condominiums. Some of the most sought after are in the Washington Row Preservation Project, hard by the waterfront. In this formerly run-down section, Collins Development Corporation is restoring buildings to their original Italianate splendor that bespeaks their listing in the National Register of Historic Places.
We had an opportunity to go in and change the history. In other words, stop what other cities were doing, really the tearing down of our history. We had preserved it. For me, it was a trip back in nostalgia to Renaissance.
The Renaissance prompted a new yearly celebration, the South Norwalk, or Sono Festival. It draws artists, musicians, mimes, and other entertainers to the revived streets of restaurants and specialty shops popular with residents and visitors alike. Further enhancement is in the works. Near Washington Row, a 19th century brick factory building is to be converted into the Maritime Center at Norwalk in a $20 million program. The center will combine educational and recreational activities, ranging from Norwalk's nautical background to the role of the world's oceans in everyone's lives. A unique aquarium will treat the visitor with a tour beginning with a typical salt marsh, progressing to open waters, and ending with the sensation of being at the bottom of the Atlantic. Education at all levels obviously is paramount. Norwalk Community College offers a wide variety of programs leading to an associate degree in many disciplines. Norwalk State Technical College is ideally sited for an area committed to high technology. Advanced education is but a short drive away. Fairfield University, the University of Bridgeport, and Yale University are only a few of the available institutions. Norwalk's elementary, middle, and secondary schools are a study in meaningful education. Statistics can be boring unless they're astounding. A few examples. 83% of the staff have advanced degrees, well above the average for all of Connecticut. 90% of Norwalk students score above the Connecticut state level of expected proficiency in the tested areas of mathematics, language arts, reading and writing. Almost 70% of high school graduates pursue higher education, and a very large number of Norwalk students study foreign languages beginning in grade 6 and continuing through grade 12. A pioneer in computer science, the school system now has more than 500 microcomputers to impart computer literacy and proficiency. The cultural commute to New York is short, but culturally enriched Norwalk offers its own year-round blend. Music, museums, arts, crafts abound. The Norwalk Symphony, nearly 50 years old, is noted for its support of new American music and premieres of those works, as well as classical music. More than 160 developing musicians from 20 area towns play with the Norwalk Youth Symphony. Quite a few of the talented youths go on to the nation's finest schools of music and eventually to musical careers. Visual stimulation accompanies historic interest at the Lockwood Matthews Mansion Museum, a 19th century 50-room edifice depicting the Victorian elegance of Norwalk. Artisans from all over the world created the French and American architectural styles depicted in the mansion's gilt, frescoes, parquet floors, and etched glass. The Lockwood House is another museum replete with the beautiful craftsmanship of 18th and 19th century artisans. English and American furniture mix with Oriental and French art objects. The museum also houses the Norwalk Reference Library for scholars. The widely respected Silvermine Guild of Artists represents Norwalk's biggest arts and artist training center. Here, artists perfect techniques, both for their own creative satisfaction and the pleasure of the many viewers the Guild attracts. Another craft center is contemplated for South Norwalk near the waterfront. Norwalk is shopping ease as well.
Hi, Carol. How you doing? Good.
Buyers know the milk is fresh when they can watch it being put into cartons and moved to the coolers in the world's largest dairy store. That is, a supermarket as well. There's browsing among the glitter of the largest lighting center in the Northeast. Or in shops and stores featuring the latest in American and European fashions. It's not uncommon in New England to find a cut-price factory outlet in a mill town. In Norwalk, manufacturers' outlets come to the buyer with more than 23 factory stores clustered in 3 floors of a former plant. But what is diversity without recreation? And Norwalk has it. Much is centered around the waterfront, including some of the city's more than 900 acres of parkland and public beach. Sailing and cruising the harbor and Long Island Sound are everyday pleasures from spring through fall. Norwalk, too, still looks to the water for shellfish treats. It is home to a major supplier of oysters to the Northeast. The succulent harvest is celebrated at a 3-day festival every September that attracts about 150,000 people to sample the shellfish, ethnic foods, and enjoy plain good times. The harbor is the site of another late summer event, the largest in-water boat show on the eastern seaboard. More than 500 craft are displayed, ranging from the most humble to, well, big. And as summer slips to fall, the Long Island Sound Association Festival celebrates with the serenity and grace of a massive hot air balloon ascension. Norwalk boasts both private golf clubs and a challenging 18-hole municipal course laid out on 123 rustic acres. And there are ample other recreational activities for the individual or family. Or simply enjoying the quiet beauty of nature. For many, beautification is their fun. Residents have adopted formerly asphalt-top traffic dividers and colored them with grass and flowers. What is it about this community that is making it the place to be? Norwalk has it all.
Norwalk has come a long way in just a few years in establishing its new, exciting, positive image. Our city by the Sound is where really imaginative, innovative things are happening.
Earlier we asked, why Norwalk? You'll know the answer by just looking around.